And we're back. I'm here with Jeff Allen once again. Full disclosure, Jeff and I have known each other for, almost 30 years, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We both met in the animation field, so we both do cartoons. We both, I think we started back at, I know I did. That was your first animation job, right?
Yeah.
Sony.
Jumanji.
So I started Sony in '96, and I became a director on the show Jumanji. And it was based on the Robin Williams.
Robert Williams. Yeah.
He's
a famous artist.
And it was designed by Everett Peck. He was the guy who designed Duckman. So he's since passed, right? He died
Did he really?
Yeah, Everett Peck died I think last year or two ago.
What time you got promoted to director for the second season or during the first season?
First season.
Dang.
Well, here's the thing. And
That's great.
Sony Animation was just starting out. So we had a show called Project Geeker.
Yeah, I did a test
like
for
the
that.
Earthworm, did you?
Yeah.
And it was like the Earthworm Jim show, kind of because he's the guy. I don't know. I'm probably saying all these names and people don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, some people do.
But anyway, Earthworm Jim.
Tom Kenny did the voice, right? Project
he
Geeker.
did.
Yeah, for
That's
Geeker,
right.
yeah.
He did Geeker. Anyway, so that was going on at the studio, and Jumanji was also going on at the studio.
And also Ghostbusters. Well, Extreme.
Yeah, because
Extreme Ghostbusters.
I came out, started on Jumanji, and then I went over to Extreme Ghostbusters between seasons. So I boarded on that. I don't think I directed an episode of that. But anyway, I got promoted real quick. But I always say it was a battlefield promotion. It was more like,
Yeah.
all right, we need somebody. You with the pencil in your hand, get up there. I even told our producer, Bob Hathcock, I told him, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just came from Pennsylvania, bro. I don't know what's going on. He's like, don't worry, I'll hold your hand. I'll help you through it. And he did.
Ponytail? He'll hold your ponytail?
Yeah, mine did have a ponytail.
He had a long ponytail.
But, so that, were you on any of my, did you board for me or no, you were a cleanup guy. That's what we called him back then.
I was cleanup / revisionist, and on the second season. But that was the funny story with me. I got hired on Extreme Ghostbusters, and he said, "Hang on, let me find you a desk." And he walked me around the place, and there was no empty desks. And then he came back and he said, "Hold on just a second." And he went to his office, and I was going, "I just quit my job at Tower for this. You told me I had the job." And I was really panicking, and then he came out and he said, how do you feel about Jumanji? And I remember looking up in the window of his office, and there was a big old drawing of a lima bean head of Alan, Robin Williams' character from Jumanji. Right. And I just went, ugh. And then he took me over to the corner building, and thank God he did, because... Right. That's where I met you.
Yeah, let me tell you.
And Mike.
I don't know if I ever told you how I remember meeting you. We're going almost 30 years, right?
Fucking A.
But did I ever tell you this where, okay, so.
If it's what I remember, that I still tell this story to this day.
Okay, so back in those days, we would work pencil paper, and we used to get cassette tapes of the voice records.
And we'd all have our own little
tape recorder. It was literally an old school tape recorder, push, play, record.
Push.
You needed that. So we'd constantly, you're drawing, you're listening, and then you're drawing and listening and drawing and listening. So at one point, I think Brian from Arkansas.
Yeah.
He came, "Hey, you hear what Jeff Allen been doing? He's a cleanup guy." And he gave me the cassette. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Jumanji sex tape. Do you remember this?
Of course, I still have it.
Oh, you do? Oh my God, I'd love to play this here.
Oh man.
So, anyways,
we gotta digitize it.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, I remember.
It said Jumanji. It was a cassette. It said Jumanji sex, and I pop it in. So he had. I didn't even know him. He was on the. He might have been on the other side of the floor, but he edited all the Walla and when you get the dialogue, it's like, oh, you know, like when they're maybe a character is reaching for a rope to swing or something,
And falling off of the rope and landing into a bush.
And he just made an edit of all those sounds. And with Bill Fabric, what's his name? The guy who does Patrick Star from SpongeBob was the main character.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Judy, oh.
Judy.
But it was shit like that. It was just edited. And I thought it was hilarious.
Wrong.
But yeah, it was totally wrong.
But that's what happens when you're working on a kid's show.
That's almost your response. Because then I had never met you. And then I remember we were in the elevator. And you had your dyed yellow hair, you know.
Did I?
Yeah, your hair was dyed yellow.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, hey.
I was in my Power Man 5000 phase.
Yeah. And I said, hey, I heard that Jumanji sex tape. That was great. And you go, it had to be done. That was your response. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? Who is this guy? I mean, I guess it didn't really have. I didn't know how to take it. That was your response. I swear to God, had to be done. I'm like, okay, nice meeting you, sir. But that was it. But anyways, then we went on. I think I ended up directing on, where did I go right from there? Like, eventually Big Guy and Rusty, and you were with me on Big Guy and Rusty, and then you did Jack
Godzilla actually was before that. It was Godzilla, remember?
Oh, yeah, we worked together on Godzilla.
And Godzilla was a nightmare for Mike and I.
This was the Roland Emmerich film. Sony did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were both really unhappy on that because we were paired with a director who had been told, I guess before he even got there, that we were problems. Like, we were a couple of problem childs.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of stuff I can say about.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I'm not.
No worries. So it was a dream getting to work with you and for you, because you taught me some very important lessons, you know?
Anyways, we're going off about Jumanji and working in animation. We have a billion stories. Maybe if you like this, like and subscribe. I'll tell you a lot more of the dirty secrets of animation. The dirty secrets. We now work digitally, so we have the ability to work from home and do our own stuff. I have a good buddy named Rob. He's a drummer for a couple bands. He's a old buddy from Jersey, and he was in a band called Tragedy. That's the first time I saw him perform live. Tragedy was a heavy metal tribute to the Bee Gees. I was gonna say. Really phenomenal stuff, man. And me and Rob hit it off, and he's got the same musical taste as I do, pretty much. You know, he likes his metal, he likes his punk, he likes his soul and R&B and rap and
hip hop.
Anyway, eclectic taste in music, just like me. Great dude. And he called me up. He says, "Hey, me and a couple guys from Tragedy are starting another band, and we're going to call ourselves Trukken, and we're going to do a heavy metal tribute to the Grateful Dead," which immediately struck me because I was never a Grateful Dead fan. Yeah, they're not my deal.
They weren't my cup of tea at all.
And Rob was kind of like, yeah, me too. Like, he wasn't, you know of them, like maybe a couple songs you can. Tap your foot
when I first heard of Grateful Dead, I was like, "This is Grateful Dead."
Yeah, that was the big consensus, is that their imagery does not, at least for me, it
doesn't match the music. Yeah, not at all.
Look at this; these guys are going to be dark. It's
cool.
Skeletons.
And
and it was just shit hippie music. So I thought, well, yeah, good heavy metal treatment sounds like a good idea. But that was the plan. He was going to do that, and he says, "Hey, would you do some type of animated thing? Because they're going to have a premiere. They already have the gig lined up, and it's at the Brooklyn Bowl in last June." All right. You know, when you talk to people who don't understand animation, they're not quite sure of what your capabilities are, you know, especially when it's just one person crew, which was originally was just me. And he had some thoughts and ideas, and then he's like, how about can we do like a Jerry Garcia guy driving a truck through a crowd of people at a Fish concert, you know, killing all these hippies. I'm like, wow, man, that's a lot. Like, anytime, even in animation, television animation, when you get a crowd, any type of concerts, or anything like that, you just go, oh no, like this is a nightmare. I knew I could, if I had enough time, I could do the whole thing, but then I thought, well, let me ask Jeff, see if you'd just help me out, and you agreed. So we set up a phone call with Rob, the drummer, Jake, and Phil. Phil's another, he was the singer, and Jake was also in Tragedy too. Mm-hmm. And we batted around ideas and what we were able to do. And I think what we settled on was, it's not going to be a crowd at a Fish concert. And they were pretty adamant too. They're like, because we were like, yeah, let's smash some hippies and kill. And then they're like, it's not like we hate the fan base of the Grateful Dead, you know, but we just want to, it's like a light ribbing. Is what it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we went in there going, yeah, we're gonna fucking mutilate these.
Because like I would text Rob, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna kill some hippies today. I'm gonna draw some hippies getting, and he's like, and I get it, you know, like it's right. He's right, you know.
Dude, that always happens, man. When people are pitching stuff,
yeah,
you know, people, the artists take the producer, the director, or whoever's pitching it completely seriously. And then start going, and then they're like, "Oh, whoa! I was just speaking metaphorically. Like, we don't really want to see all this violence."
Rob gave me a demo of what was it? Riding that train? Was it?
It was Trukken.
Trukken. It was Trukken. Yeah, it was this Trukken song that I think just Phil had done.
Yeah.
By himself. I think he did every inch. Oh, and I have to say too, Phil. If you check out his other band, Witch Taint, right?
Witch Taint.
Oh my God, so good. I'll have to play a clip here.
I said, can I ask you a question? Yes. Are you ready for love? No one has fucking ready. Not ready for love. I'm just ready for one of the motherfuckers. And it's terrible. Oh, honey, child, am I the only one who wants nothing more? Baby, than the blood of the sun. And in this world of darkness, let me be your night. Come on, round my round table of grimness. Maybe, baby, tonight.
Yeah, that guy's a funny dude.
But yeah, really funny stuff. And he was on the People's Court with
it was a People's Court.
Right, anyway, funny dude.
Anyway,
the way we pitched it to him is that we would do Jerry Garcia getting behind the wheel of a tractor trailer. Of course,
pretty much what you said. It's just instead of a crowd of an audience of hippies watching a Fish concert, it was more like a commune kind of field of hippies here and there, hacky sack players,
spaced out,
and just spaced out.
And so I did the thumbs for the entire thing. I rough staged everything. That's the way I like to work. I like to work small and stage out the entire thing, and then I ran it by Jeff, and Jeff gave me some suggestions. I did all the backgrounds in Procreate.
On your iPad.
On my iPad. I had never really worked in it, but it's got so many brushes, like leaf brushes and cloud brushes.
Yeah.
Boom. I would literally just bang out a background of a park, seriously, in like 3 minutes, just watch big green,
Yep.
blue, cloud, done. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to spend a lot of time on this. Yeah, I think the turnaround was about 2 weeks. But anyways, what Jeff ended up helping me with, probably the two coolest shots, were I staged a shot where Jerry takes a tab of acid and then it pulls out. And
transformation.
I did like the bears, the you'll see it, the Grateful Dead bears circling his head, and Jeff did the coolest looking monster face because I had a third eye open on his head, but the way Jeff kind of went in and noodled it, you know, and made it look, and he gave him like all these teeth, and it looked, his mouth got real big. It looked great. So anyway, so Jeff did that. That's like the coolest shot in this thing, and then you did the last shot where they were
The zombified versions of them.
so he just helped. Jeff basically
Basically, was just doing cleanup.
Right,
Yeah.
back to the old days.
Yeah,
so,
back to the old
but
days.
Anyways,
It was very fun.
So, but yeah, I had animated, and I got to say, I'm not an animator. I don't know animation. I'm more of a
You're a
storyboard
storyboard
guy.
director. Yeah,
storyboard
exactly.
director. So,
But see, that's the interesting thing, man. I hate to say it, but like when I got onto Ultimate Spider-Man, and I'm looking at these storyboard artists, these young whippersnappers, they were animating. And I remember Frank Parr was working on, he was finishing up some show. He was still there. And he was like, "You guys are animating. What are you doing? These are storyboards. The guy enters, the guy's in the middle of the frame, the guy exits. You're doing all these in-betweens. Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And it was really crazy. And so, yeah, I think that's a misconception. Like, people think, "Oh, you're an animator. Like, we're storyboard directors."
right. But here's the thing. So you got to know, one of the big reasons why I want to show this is that when we gave it to the guys in the band, you know, it's just you get it done and you give it to them, and they can do it whatever they want. And unfortunately, they took it and they made it into a telephone format. What is that? 16?
TikTok, yeah, 9 by
TikTok,
16.
9 by 16. Whereas I was boarding it just to be, you know, regular
Traditional.
YouTube traditional format. I didn't know what they were going to do with it. They loved it. Trust me, they were so pleased. I was so happy with their reaction with the short we did. But they had to reconfigure a lot of the stuff. And then it lost its impact in my eyes, but it's what they wanted. So if they're happy, I'm happy. You could probably find their version if you go to Trucken Rocks. So it's TruckenRocks, and that's their Instagram handle. We'll put it in the description below. What you're about to see right now is the undoctored version with the original song, because I think they even changed the song or
Yeah, they
an
changed the
updated
song.
version of the song.
Yeah.
But this is what we got. So, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's not safe for work. Not that it's, you know,
Well,
it's silly gore.
there is
There's a little nudity.
There's a sex scene in there.
Yeah, who thought of that? Anyways, it's
Well, it wasn't what I originally pictured, but you know, you made it a lot worse. But hey,
But anyways, yeah, it's fun stuff. Take a look at what we do. This is the work that we do when we're not doing Hollywood Night Heat, and I hope you dig it.
can I get some more coffee?
Do we